Okay, so I did the deck that was chosen for you, Leo. This is for Leo. Was from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Um, and Truth of Form for Leos. And abundance of cards came out for you guys. So we'll be going through. One of the cards that came out was Nourishment. And you're going to see that this card has a lot of different types of foods. You might be more led to eat maybe things like bread, a lot of fruits, some cheese, those type of things. But let me let you look at the card. See if you can see it good enough. Okay, so all those details are mostly like fruit related. You also might need to drink you a lot of water too. Okay, and I don't know if you see it, but at the top of the card, the number on the card is 7. So this is under the waxing crescent moon, and it says nourishment. Choose to nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Feed your values. When you are jealous or envious, it is a sign of what you are actually hungering for. Pay attention to your health. So your mantra is, I choose to nourish myself. All of us have a set of values that are as individual as our fingerprints. Sometimes we aren't sure what they might be if asked, but unconsciously we know. How do we know? Because if our values are not being met or lived, we rebel. We get angry, sad, depressed, irritable, or stuck. Or we take the chaotic choice in our decision making, and commonly our relationships and life are not harmonious. An example of this might be someone who has a strong value of honesty, being asked to manipulate the truth every day in a sales job, or someone who highly values peace, being surrounded by loud, drama-filled people who are just the opposite of peaceful. Meeting our values and living by them is a sure way to nourish our being. We feel more complete and fulfilled if we are able to do that. Additionally, it probably isn't an exaggeration to say that the Western world is obsessed by food for the wrong reasons. Food is often used as pain relief, with many people overeating due to anxiety or pain. Food becomes a diversion rather than something that is nourishing or even simply enjoyable. Learning to nourish bodies purely to give them what they really need is the key to mental and physical health. So your companion stone or metal for this is emerald. Okay? Your next card. Pleasure. Okay? So this one has butterflies. It has a waning gibbous moon. The number on the card is 18. And I don't know, but this looks like someone who's in ecstatic pleasure. They're in ecstasy. So pleasure. Alrighty? Let's see what they have to say about this one. The waning gibbous 2. Pleasure. Are you taking life too intensively or too seriously? The time has come to call in the pleasures of life. Seek lightheartedness at this time. Focus on what would make you happy. Schedule in activities you find pleasurable. The mantra is, I open myself to the pleasures of life. In our search for a better life, something happened along the way. We forgot how to find real pleasure in what we do, rather than just being diverted from the everyday. Life can be overwhelming, and our rational minds seem to need every available minute of our time to be able to cope with its demands. Pleasure has taken a back seat, or there's a pleasure of it now forming destructive tendencies, such as binge drinking, rather than simply having a wine or two with friends. A big part of pleasure is letting go. This does not mean surrendering or giving up. It simply means handing over all our administration, stress, and worries for a time and immersing ourselves in something joyful. When we don't allow ourselves to experience pleasure, whether in the form of laughter, play, sensuality, or the development of skills, we remain less than whole and feel a wanting. No fun actually makes us dull indeed. Over time, we are much less effective in our emotional and work lives if we do not experience regular doses of pleasure. Our ancient ancestors knew the importance of pleasure in the forming of a healthy mind, body, and spirit. There were gods and goddesses dedicated to happiness and the pleasures of life, such as the Egyptian goddess Hathor. The temples of Hathor were joyful places of songs and beauty. There were even small temples placed in her honor outside other major deities' temples so that people could be in a happy and contented mental mood before entering to worship. The Egyptians clearly believed that having a positive or relaxed state of mind assisted in having a positive spiritual connection. So for this, your companion, stone or metal, turquoise. Okay? Your next card, resilience. And it's the waning gibbous 5. The number on the card is 21. You're going to see that on the card it looks to be, there's different plants. But they're all tied up amongst themselves. And they might, I don't know if these are scorpion body parts or something. It's different insects, different earthbound insects. But there's a lady carrying a sack on her back. Who is that out there carrying a heavy load? So there's multiple plants on her back and all that stuff. So again, the number is 21. Waning gibbous 5. Resilience. Making mistakes builds resilience. I have learned my lessons from the mistakes I have made. I stand strong. I am an adult and I act with self-responsibility. So your mantra is, I am strong and resilient. As we stretch and expand towards our intentions, we will most likely meet resistance or wait for it, make mistakes, or fail altogether. This is where resilience, confidence, and our inner will come into play. We might ask ourselves, how much do we really want what we are going for? Does what we want align with our needs and values? Are we really devoted to having it? Do we think we are enough? Do we have the strength to keep going? While all of us at some time have to go through periods of imbalance and difficulty, even of suffering, it is important we learn to grow and rely on our resilience. This is true power from the inside out. Building our reserves of resilience, this ability to stand strong and bounce back, is something that has at its heart wisdom and learning taken from experience. Having resilience allows us the solidity and yet the freedom to grow and to take that leap to the next level. It allows us to reach higher with a stability that makes things less risky and allows us to create with a bit more pleasure. That word again, pleasure. Remember, mistakes are simply information gathering. Okay? That's it. The less drama and guilt and shame you attach to them, the better. The experience of failure or mistakes is simply one of learning. That is all. Things happen. What do we learn from it? Okay? As we move around the lunar cycle and in life, we can see how things may have occurred before and that we have experience in how to handle them. Even if we don't have direct experience, we can build resilience as an insurance policy against being devastated by the opinions of others. While someone might say something nasty about us, when we compare this to what we know to be true about ourselves, it truly is no great hurt and really just a piece of information gathering. Okay? So your companion stone or metal for this, azurite. Okay? Next card. Almost there. So your next card is peace. This is the waning crescent 5. And the number on the card is 28. And I'm going to show you because I want you to see how peaceful she looks. That's you, Leo. Alrighty. So, card 28, waning crescent 5, peace. Peace of mind is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. Refuse drama and do not freely engage with people who use drama as a weapon. Stop fighting. Allow yourself to rest for a while. When we let what we no longer need go, we make room for peace. So your mantra here is, I choose to create and hold peace. I allow this to ripple out into the world. Okay, so you could be a peaceful anchor. We are an anxious bunch, us modern folks. We are constantly stimulated and not stimulated enough. We find it hard to sleep. Insomnia is at record levels in the Western world. And for some, we self-medicate with food, devices, drama, and work. We seek peace, but we don't know how to go about it particularly well. Peace can begin with a series of decisions we make. For example, we can decide we can't control everything. Shock. The ancient Greek Stoics had a great strategy here, advising a split of your issues into I can control this and I have no control over this. Think about the most pressing and worrying issues you have right now, or the situations that are giving you the most sleepless nights. Then break them down into pieces and place them under the correct heading. Be honest and discerning. What you will find is that most of your situations or issues are under the second heading. The Stoics advise that the things listed there deserve no more of your attention because they are actually out of your control. Okay, so this is like that phrase, God grant me the serenity, peace, to change the things that I can change, and to know that, I forget exactly how the phrase goes, but it's to know that the things that I cannot change, they're out of my control. Don't worry about it. Anyway, wow. However, the things under I can control this are important, and you must action these to the best of your ability. These are those things you will influence and where you will glean the most change. While this seems a simple system, I promise you, it will give you far less to worry about and instantly more peace. We can be more focused and mindful about what we are doing in real time. We can place ourselves deliberately in sessions in quiet, beautiful, and peaceful environments. We can learn what for us brings our body rest and peace. We can choose to not do the head mouths of worry. Worry is, after all, chewing gum for the mind. Not really nutritious in any way, but something to do. When we let go of what we no longer really need, peace floods in, taking up this old space and healing it. So your companion stone or metal for this is amethyst. Okay? And Leo, we come to your last card, which of course, in keeping up with that Leo mentality and personality, is Lunar God, the masculine. Card number 42. Okay? Lunar God, the masculine. As you can see, there's some people in the background. I don't know if you can see those people off in the cut back there. Right there. But in the front, you see this guy who looks strong. It looks like he's in charge. Like, I'm that man. But anyway, it is time to step forward and lead. Be the leader in your own life. You have more power than you think. It is time to formally learn more, enroll in a course, or learn a new skill. Offer your protection to someone weaker than yourself. Take steps to improve your health and vitality. Your mantra for this is, may the positive attributes of the masculine align with me. So while lunar guards are rare, usually their realms are the solar, they are conspicuous when they appear. The Australian Aboriginal deity of the Wanura tribal area, Bayame, encourages us to observe the laws of the land and to appreciate the beauty around us. Bayame is depicted with having big eyes and no mouth, teaching us that sometimes beauty does not need to be spoken about, just witnessed with the eyes of our head and of our heart. The Norse god Mani, the moon himself, teaches us to be wise about the passage of time. The Mesopotamian sin shows us how to ask about the future and how important it is to protect the weak. There are many more. The traditional positive attributes of the masculine, such as strength, physical vitality, power of will, shielding, and protection of the weak, are important for anyone to adopt, no matter their gender or orientation. Should you pull this card, it is asking you to step up into your power, your uniqueness, and offer your guidance to those who may need it. For this, your companion stone or metal is black opal. Okay, and so that was all the cards that came up for Leo. And as you can see, for the majority of them, or as a whole, what they're asking for is for you to be resilient, and enjoy your peace, which will in turn bring you to pleasure, and also to utilize your great masculine energy, whether you're male, female, or other, to protect those the weaker that are around you. As always, pay attention to the things that you have the ability to change, and those things that are outside of yourself. Acknowledging what things you have no control over will bring you some measure of peace. So this has been the drawing for you, Leo, and I hope you enjoyed. And this is Jay with Jsaidit. I said it and you heard it. Thank you, and have a great one.